Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gamble with Jimmy. We're going to go ahead and play some Baccarat today. We're going to start on player. We'll get the win. Okay, we're going to press that 25, and we're going to add another 25. Okay, we're going to lose there. So we're going to stay with player. And now we're going to go to 75. We're going to play a little different today. We're going to be a little more aggressive. Okay, we won. So we're up $50. So we're going to bet 50 and we're going to add the winnings to it. There we go. All right. So just like that, right out of the gate, we're already up $150. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now, let's take a look at the board. And we really don't have any indication on what's going on until we get to about 25%. So what we'll do right now is we'll go with a chop. Okay. We'll put a quarter on banker. Okay, we're going to lose. That means that player won 3 in a row. So once one side wins 3 in a row, I usually do not like to play the next hand. Okay, so the player wins again. Okay, so the momentum has stopped for player. That's what we were waiting for. We wanted to stop, okay? So in this particular spot, we still don't really have an indication. I think I get a lot of people who ask me that they have trouble switching to which strategy should they do every 25%. And they say, which strategy do you like to play the most? And I always answer them by saying, I don't decide which strategy to bet. I let the board tell me which strategy to bet. So it's kind of like when you have God in your life and you accept God as your Savior and you follow, you stop living your life your way. And what you do is you surrender yourself to God and you let God guide you. That's pretty much what we're doing here is we're going to surrender to the board and we're going to let the board guide us, okay? So what we want to do here in this particular spot, I'm going to go with the chop. Okay, I don't really have any indication that banker has any kind of momentum going whatsoever yet. So until it does, we're going to go ahead and just play the chop here, okay? Let's go $50 here on player. Okay, we're going to get a goose egg there. So we finally have, something for banker here. But I'm still going to go with the chop. I'm going to do 100 on player. Okay, we're going to lose back-to-back hands. So now we have to say, okay, banker. You caught our attention. 3 in a row. We're going to take this one off. All right. So it did go back. So what we'll do now is we're going to go ahead and play the chop here. We'll do only $25 here, okay? So we'll go 25 on banker. It's one of those where we're really kind of unsure, but we do get lucky and get the win, which puts us back to even. So guys, don't you know how we got up 150? Don't let it bother you sometimes when if you get up 150 and you need the money, you should just leave. But if you're somebody who, usually is a professional player and you're looking more for like $600 or something like that, that's understandable. But if you are been losing too much or anything, just take small profits. Just start feeling good about yourself and, just go home winning something. I mean, it is free groceries, right? So, all right, so let's go ahead and stay with the chop here. Now, I personally really like the chop here. I just like what the board's kind of telling me here. Sure, you had one drop here with banker, but again, I'm still not 100% sold on banker. So I'm going to definitely go with the chop here. I'm going to do $100 on the chop. Okay, we're going to get that win. Okay, so we're up $98. All right, so far the chop system would do a really good job on winning right now. That would be the best strategy to play right now based on what the board is telling me. Because we're protecting ourselves here because we stop after 3 wins in a row. So if you notice that we wait and then we go back to a chop. So right now, I would favor player being the side that drops more than banker. Okay? So, excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bet the player here for a quarter. So it's just a guess. Okay? All right, so we guessed wrong. And it did go back to a chop. I'm going to definitely do the chop here. So I'm going to increase it to 50. See if I can get back my quarter. And I did. Okay? So I made a quarter profit. So we're at 123. So we pretty much got back almost all the profit that we had before. Okay, let's take a look at the board. And we've got a really nice, steady chop board. Okay, now again, I'm going to go with the second player winner because I just feel that player is going to be the dominant board. But we'll see. It's still too early to say. Okay, so it wants to continue doing chopping. So we're going to go with a chop here for 50. Okay, we're going to get that win. Okay, and player won. But we're going to go with the second winner again on player. There we go. We finally got it. Okay, so we're at $173 right now. All right. Now, for those of you guys out there that watch my tutorials or you stumble across this particular video, I specialize in Baccarat and craps. I'm one of the top players in the world when it comes to winning money in Baccarat and craps. I'm very, very good about understanding how to win, and I'm probably the best that you'll ever meet regarding money management and bet sizing. That is a super crucial thing. So I used to be a losing player in this game, but once I put together from years of experience, when I started, what I really learned from the game was how to lose. How to lose. You know, so it's the same thing with craps. When you are a losing player, you have to really start analyzing, how are you losing? What are you doing that's causing you to lose? So when you start trying to do different things, and then you start getting some things that are working for you, what ended up happening was the first thing that I had to do was I had to put together 3 or 4 different ways to play this game. But each one of those ways had to be different. So, for example, when I was like, well, let me break this game down into 25% sections, okay? So you have 25% of the shoe, which is about here, and then you have the second 25%, and then the third and the fourth. So why don't we break this down into 4 sections, and each section, you listen to what the board is telling you. Now, a lot of you guys will look at what the history of player was, and you go back and say, well, last time it dropped, so my bet's going to be a drop. That's not what I do. I do not recommend playing like that, because if you do, you're going to lose in the long run. That's not how you make your decision. You make your decision based on what the board is doing based on that 25%. So as you can see, our structure is a chop board. So we want to play a chop system. Now, it doesn't mean that this next 25% is going to be a chop system. It could very well be a drop. You just don't know. So we'll analyze it. And when I built those strategies that I put together, they purposely are different. That way I was like, I came up with the idea of like, well, why don't I have 3 or 4 different great ways to play, but each one is different. So that way when I see a board doing this, I'll switch it to the one that would work the best for that particular moment of the board. Okay, so that's basically my philosophy. And another thing that I do that's incredibly totally changed my game was I came up with trigger system. And what that does is it only allows you to bet in specific spots based on a trigger mechanism. So that is crucial. And that was, got really good with my money management and my bet sizing. But when I did the trigger structure and was able to really figure out how to switch constantly to what was going to work, everything just changed for me. Okay, so you can get that information and go to my website, gamblewithjimmy.com. And when you're on the website, just click on training options up at the top left and select Baccarat training, and it'll bring you to this page. And then you just simply want to get this one right here. This is called the Baccarat Total Package. It's this purple one with the guy pumping his fist. And that has everything that you need. Just get that training. It usually takes about 10 minutes to an hour. But you get your training that particular day. Same day that you order it, you'll get it. So go ahead and get that. It comes to you to your email address. So make sure you provide me with the email that is perfect, that matches your YouTube and your Google account. Use that email, okay? All right, so let's get back to business. Thank you for letting me share that with you guys. It supports the channel and helps a lot of people. All right, so we're going to go and stick with this particular one. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go with player again for a quarter. Okay, so we'll lose there. And we're going to go with the chop again. I have no reason to do anything but a chop right now. Okay, and we're going to get that win. Okay, we're at $200. We're going to play this second player. Okay, we're going to lose. So it's really not coming down the way that I thought it would. I really thought that player would end up having one long streak, and I was hoping to catch that. Right now, it doesn't seem that that's going to happen right now. However, we're still up 173. Now, I want to teach you something really quick that's important. So you know how we're supposed to go to $50 now because we just lost the other one? Well, we're not going to do that because we're up 173. So we're going to go ahead and do the chop, but we're only going to do it for a quarter. Okay, so we do get the win. So we got our 200 back, and we're happy just to get back to where we were. Now we're going to try that second drop again on player. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're at 223, and we're going to stay with this drop because we're really, really hoping, and we believe that it's going to be the player side that gets that long straight drop. So let's stay with player. And here we go. Just keep rolling with player. Okay, we're going to stop there. But we got a couple wins in. All right, so we'll go ahead and go with the chop here. Okay, we're going to lose. Let's stay with the chop for 50. Okay, so we got a couple banker wins in a row. Now we have to respect it, so we're going to take this one off. Okay, it's a 7-7 tie. All right, it did go back to player. Okay, so in this particular spot, we'll go ahead and do... let's go with the chop. We'll go with the chop. That's a tie. Uh-oh. Oh, another tie. We got very lucky there. All right, our luck ran out. Okay, so let's go with player for a quarter. So when you get into these losing streaks, you notice that I'm going down in my bet sizing instead of going up. All right, let's go with player for a quarter. Okay, we're on a losing streak. Let's go 50. Okay, what do we lost? Like four in a row or something like that? All right, we have to take this one off. Okay, it went back to player. All right, let's try to see if we can get a player victory here. Let's go quarter. Okay, so one of the things that I love about this game is that you don't have to be perfect. especially when you get the training, because the training is designed to protect you. So when I'm showing you these free tutorials, I have to play every single hand because I'm the only player. You know, what am I going to do? Just sit there? So I have to play every single hand. So a lot of these scenarios, you're not going to win all the time. You should win money all the time. What I mean by that is that you're not going to win every single time that you bet. So if we do our money management right, we're going to be perfectly fine. Look at how many losses that we're getting, yet we're even. We haven't lost anything on this session. Okay, and we're definitely going to win. It's just sometimes you get into bad grooves. Now, in these particular scenarios, because I'm playing every hand, I might lose 4 or 5 in a row. But in my training, that's not going to happen because the way that you're trained to play, it's different. So I can't teach you that information. That's private information. All right, so here, let's do this. We're definitely going to go with banker here. We're only going to go, we're definitely going to go with player here. So I'm just going to do a quarter. Okay, and we're going to continue our losing streak. So we'll go 50 on player. All right, so we finally broke the ice, but yet we're still in profit. Okay, all those losses and we're still in profit. All right, now here's where we're going to get a little more aggressive. Okay, here's why. Because we have almost finished. We have finished up the first 2 of our sections of our board. We've finished up 2 sections of 25%. So we're at 50%. Now we're only up $23. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. Sure, it hasn't went our way yet. You know, we really honestly should be up at least $150 to $200 here. But we're struggling. Okay, we are struggling. We're not winning a lot on a high win rate. We're playing a 50-50 game, yet we're losing 35, we're losing, I would say 65% of our bets, which is very high. Okay, so maybe we're losing 60%. But you only need to win 25% to 20% to be successful to win every time, which is why this is my personal favorite game to play to make money. This is the easiest game to make money on, in my personal opinion, in my experience. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get aggressive, and we're gonna say we don't believe that this board is just gonna continue with all these chops like that. Okay, so I do believe that sooner or later we are gonna see player break out. So what we want to do, we're going to get a little aggressive and play the winner here. And we're actually going to make a move here for $100 on player. Okay, that's a tie. Another tie. And we get the win. Okay, so just like that, we're up $123. Now, there's a lot of philosophy that goes into when you start to get aggressive, because I already know what my next plan is if I was to lose there. So I'm always thinking, I'm already 3 thoughts ahead before I make a decision, okay? All right, so we'll get a little aggressive here. And what we're going to do, we're going to just do a quarter, and we're going to stick with player, but we're still going to stay aggressive, okay? Okay, and there's a tie. Okay, we're going to lose. All right, so let's go. In this particular scenario, I'm going to go with a chop. I'll just do a quarter on player. Okay, I'm going to stay with the chop. I'm going to do 50. And I'm going to get the win. I'm going to stay with the winner. Okay, we're going to lose. I'm going to stay with the chop. I'm going to, I was counting my chickens before. Okay, so here we go. We're going to definitely go with the chop here. We're going to go 100 on player. We're struggling. Okay, we have to take this one off. Okay, we're gonna stay off. All right, so the momentum went back to player. Okay, All right, so we're going to go with player. We're just going to do a quarter. Okay, we're going to stay with player. We're going to do 50. Okay, we're going to stay with player. We're going to do 125. Okay, so as you can see, we have to analyze now what's going on, okay? Now, I'm kind of glad that this tutorial today is struggling, because you guys see me win all the time so easily, and it's good to get a challenge sometimes, okay? Now, are we going to win? Of course we're going to win. There's no way I'm going to lose, all right? So I'm not worried about that. But what happens when things are not going your way, and remember, I'm playing every hand. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to analyze. The first section is a no-brainer. It's a chop. The second section, the chop would still be successful. And I still believe that this section right here would still be a chop. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this one off because it's 3 in a row. Okay, so we're going to let banker do its thing. Okay, let banker keep winning. All right, the momentum has stopped. All right. So here's where we're going to make our money back, and this is where we're going to be able to get off the table. My mind is made up. I know exactly what I need to do, okay? We are going to attack player. Player is the one we're going to attack, okay? We're going to start it off with $50 on player. Okay, we got one win. We're going to press it to 100. Okay, we're going to lose. We're going to stay with player, but we're going to go 200. We're going to lose again. I'm going to go $500 on player. Going to lose. I'm going to go 500 again on player. We're going to win. I'm going to go 500 on player. Going to lose, 500 on player. Going to win, 500 on player. Going to win, 500 on player. And I'm going to win $523, okay? Now, let me tell you why I did that. I'm going to share with you guys why I did that, okay? Because the consistency of player, okay? It wins here, it wins here. 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 It wins here, 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 and here. Do you see the consistency there? Do you see how every single time? So these long drops just happened on banker. This board doesn't mean that this is just because these wins are happening on banker. You have to remember that player has been consistent through this shoe, okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to drop it to $50 on player. Okay? We're going to win. We're going to press that to 100. Okay, we're going to lose. Let's take a look at the board. All right. So now what we'll do, we'll take this one off. Okay, banker wins. Tie. Player wins. And now let's attack player again. 100 on player. Tie. Winner. Press it to 200. Winner. We're up $773. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to only do a quarter. Winner. Okay, quarter. Okay, loser. We're going to go with banker this time for 50. Okay, we're going to lose. We're going to stay with banker. We're going to go 100. Okay, we're going to go $200 on banker. We're going to win. We're at 800. We're going to go 25. Okay, we're going to lose. Let's go 50. And we win. And the shoe is over. and we're going to cash out with $836. Like I told you, I knew that we were going to win. Baccarat is the easiest game to win. But guys, don't let the tutorial and the struggles with the tutorial fool you, because you're forced to play every single hand. And that is not the way you want to play Baccarat. The way you want to play Baccarat is you want to wait for key triggers to keep happening. And we have a strategy a system that we use that makes the win rate way high, like super high. Again, you don't have to win every hand. In the training, you'll learn how where you could easily just win one out of every. You could be wrong 5 times, win 1 time. Be wrong 5 times, win 1 time, and you will win every single time. On a 50% game, you only have to win 1 out of every 5 or 6 hands. Think about that. That's insane. So that's why I say your win rate is like off the chain. There's no reason for you not to be successful in this game, okay? All right, very, very tough session today. Very difficult session. We definitely struggled. We lost a large percent of our hands today, but yet we still were able to navigate the board, and we won our money because I saw the opening that came available for player, and that just comes from experience, okay? All right, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one, and go to gamblewithjimmy.com and get your training. You will not be disappointed. Have a wonderful day today.